First, don't feed anybody with contaminated mushrooms, and don't crack anybody's skull.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Mama Richu Ruto, our keynote speaker, Lord Hastings, members of Parliament, the speakers of the National Assembly, good morning. God is good, and all the time. Nisalimiani kwa Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Your Excellency, we want to request the Speaker of the National Assembly, very respectively, not to incite our women who have insurances to get funny ideas. Because I don't know how appropriate that speech was all about. Luckily for me, mine is a pastor. I don't think she can be incited. Your Excellency, we are happy to be here. And for those probably who doubt my faith, because I don't have a baptism name, I was actually baptized. My name's Geoffrey. It's only along the way, when I was Geoffrey, I was an administrator to rule over people. When I decided in life to change my job description to serve the people, I needed to change the name so that I have a change of identity in my new job description. And for you to know that I'm really a Christian, you have the evidence. I'm married to a pastor. The Speaker of the National Assembly, I beseech you, and I'm grateful you invited me here. But when you invite me for an occasion, I request you to be considerate. Upunguze kizungu kidogo, ndio niweze kuelewa ile ambayo unasema. Your Excellency, the theme of reconciling with God and men could not be more appropriate for our country. I want to give a testimony that the President, and ascending to the high office, has led this country in forgiveness and reconciliation. Most of us who work around him had great difficulties with that approach. But along the way, he has persuaded us, and we are now aligned, that reconciliation is the way to go for the betterment of this country. The President has exercised magnanimity in victory against the expectations of many people who witnessed the persecution that he was subjected to, the harassment, the intimidation, had expected him to go hammer and tongs for his tormentors and persecutors. He shocked all of us when he insisted that he is a Christian, and the Bible has taught him that forgiveness is a calling from God, and he decided to lead this country by giving leadership in forgiveness and matters of reconciliation. His first appointment on being sworn in as president, he shocked all of us. His first appointment was to a man who had made it difficult for him to rise to the presidency. But he was forgiving, he was magnanimous, and that was it. Many people would have expected by now that all those who stood in his path to leadership would be dealt with the way his people are being dealt with. Being arrested, taken to court, being harassed by KRA, but the President decided, in accordance with the teachings of the Bible, that we need to reconcile this nation. And that is why we have a peaceful country. And Your Excellency, we want to thank you for carrying us along. One example, it may look small, but it was very inspiring to those of us who work with the president. The last prayer breakfast here was a very toxic affair, full of tension and hatred. The president today, who was deputy president, could not sit on the same table with his boss. And when we were trying to align people around the president, many people around us, we were persuaded that the lady who had removed the chair from where Dr. William Ruto was supposed to sit should be shown the door. And when the president came to learn of it, he said, no, we must reconcile with the reality that is behind us. That lady who was in protocol should remain there and be promoted. And as we speak today, she works around the president. Again, when the president and his family and their belongings were thrown out of the official residence of the deputy president in Mombasa, most of us were persuaded that those who had participated in throwing out his belongings should be shown the door. Again, he insisted that should not be the case. So what I'm trying to say is that the new administration is one that is persuaded that we need to reconcile the country. And therefore, we want to plead and persuade all leaders also to reconcile with the truth and the reality. Because even as we reconcile with God and men, we also need to reconcile with the truth. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Let everybody also, as we reconcile with God and with men, start by reconciling with the truth. I was very impressed the other day to see the women rep of Nairobi, Honorable Pasaris, reconciling with the truth in Nairobi that 70% of the people she leads live in the slums. And it would not be wise for her as a leader to oppose a program that is going to remove the people she leads from the slums to dignity. We are therefore asking everybody, as we reconcile with God and with men, let us also reconcile with truth and reality. Your Excellency, when we were seated there, you were a bit concerned ya kwamba hawa waliongea hapa wameumiza Kimani Ichung'wa kidogo. But Your Excellency, you and I also need to reconcile with Kimani Ichung'wa because he has not been very nice to us. You know, Kimani Ichung'wa was in Alliance High School. Anytime we have an occasion and he's given an opportunity to speak, because the president and I were in some schools who many people don't want to mention or think about, he tries to intimidate the president and I, despite the fact that we are seniors, that he was in Alliance High School. Lakini sasa wewe ndugu yangu Kimani Ichung'wa, hata kama ulikuwa Alliance na mimi sikuwa huko, uniheshimu kidogo. Kwa sababu hiyo Alliance yako hiyo, they say that the people from Alliance boys and girls are top. Mimi niliingia hiyo Alliance yako, Alliance girls. Nikachanganya mtoto ya mwenyewe, nikaweka box, ni bibi yangu leo. So between me and these guys who went to Alliance, who is more superior? Na sikuweka a box peke yake for the last 35 years, ako kwa hiyo box. Finally, Your Excellency, before I call you, I want to commend the choir, ile ya Osoro. So Osoro na hiyo timu yako, tukimaliza munione nyuma ya hema. But not the bigger team, that one hiyo bado. Hiyo iko chini kidogo, so Osoro, I'll talk to Pastor Docas. We consider whether during our wedding anniversary you can come and perform. Lakini mjumbe wetu moja hapo alikuwa anaitwa Kagushia, ameniangusha. Alikuwa hana uniform. Mimi najua uchaguzi ulikuwa ngumu, lakini hujaishiwa hiyo kiasi. So wewe unione mwisho wa mwezi nikupange uniform so that you don't embarrass the people of Nyeri. So, Your Excellency, we are happy today. It's a happy moment for the country with the era of reconciliation and forgiveness that you have led us as our leader. And all of us are persuaded and we want to move into that direction. I therefore request everyone to be upstanding as you help me to usher in the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Your Excellency.
Asante sana, Bwana Deputy President. Please, let's take our seats. Thank you very much.